In 1977, while disco filled the radio and Star Wars first lit up movie screens, a machine no larger than a small car was strapped to a Titan 111E rocket and launched into the void from Cape Canaveral. Engineers at NASA didn't expect it to survive this long. They gave it a 5-year mission to study Jupiter and Saturn. It has now been traveling for nearly half a century, and just when scientists thought they finally understood what this ancient probe was telling them, it sent back a signal that should not exist. A signal that broke the physics they trusted. Voyager 1 was never supposed to be the farthest human-made object in history. Its twin, Voyager 2, launched first, 16 days earlier. But Voyager 1 took a faster trajectory, slingshotting past Jupiter and Saturn, capturing images that changed how humanity saw its own neighborhood. The volcanic eruptions on Io, the intricate rings of Saturn. Then it kept going. Its cameras powered down to save energy, its instruments still listening. In 2012, it crossed a boundary no machine had ever crossed before, the heliopause, the edge of the sun's magnetic influence, where the solar wind finally gives way to the interstellar medium. The spacecraft was 14 billion miles from home, and still whispering across the darkness. For years, those whispers followed a pattern that scientists understood. Voyager 1 sent back steady data about plasma density, cosmic rays, and magnetic fields. The numbers were predictable. The story they told was comforting. Humanity had built something that worked in the emptiness between stars, a relic from the age of bell-bottoms and cassette tapes, still functioning in a place where the sun is just another bright dot. Then, in late 2023, something changed. The data coming back didn't match the physics. The magnetic field readings showed a structure that scientists couldn't explain. It wasn't random noise. It was too organized, too persistent, too coherent. And it was coming from a region of space where nothing should be organized at all. NASA engineers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena stared at their screens and ran the diagnostics again and again. They checked the spacecraft's aging computers, built with technology less powerful than a modern pocket calculator. They looked for malfunctions, for software glitches, for the kind of errors you expect from a machine that has been battered by cosmic radiation for 47 years. They found none. The probe was healthy. Its instruments were functioning within normal parameters. The impossible reading was real. What Voyager 1 found at the edge of the solar system suggests that the boundary between our sun's domain and interstellar space is not the clean, simple divide we imagined in our textbooks. It is something else, something structured, something that, according to every model we have, should not be there. To understand why this matters, you have to understand what Voyager 1 represents beyond its circuits and wires. It is a time capsule. A message in a bottle flung into the cosmic ocean. A golden record is attached to its side, carrying the sounds of Earth, thunder, whale songs, a mother's kiss, Beethoven, Chuck Berry, and greetings in 55 languages. Carl Sagan and his team spent months choosing those sounds, betting that someday something might find them and know we were here. But the real message Voyager 1 is sending now is not the one we planned. It is a message about the limits of human knowledge and how easily those limits can be shattered. The space race that birthed Voyager was fueled by fear and competition. The Soviet Union had launched Sputnik in 1957, and America was desperate to catch up, to prove its superiority, to win. By 1977, the Cold War tension was still thick enough to cut. Yet Voyager carried a message of peace. It was a defiant act of hope, launched during an era of paranoia, a machine built by rival nations working together through the language of science. The engineers who bolted its panels together are now in their 70s and 80s. Some have passed away, but their machine is still working, still exploring, still teaching us that the universe is stranger than our textbooks allowed, and more beautiful than our fears imagined. The region where Voyager 1 now travels was supposed to be uniform, Interstellar space was expected to be chaotic, turbulent, and magnetically disordered, a cosmic wilderness with no structure. Instead, the probe is detecting coherent magnetic structures that hold their shape across vast distances. Think of it like this: you expect to walk into a storm and find wind blowing in every direction, wild and unpredictable. Instead, you find the wind organized into spirals and walls. The storm has architecture. The chaos has a blueprint. Nobody predicted this. The models built by astrophysicists over decades did not include this possibility, and that is exactly what makes it impossible. Some researchers have proposed that we are seeing a previously unknown type of boundary layer, a magnetic barrier formed by the complex interaction between the solar wind and the interstellar medium. Others suggest that the heliopause itself is far more complicated than our simplified diagrams suggest, full of folds and ripples we never imagined. But the honest truth is that the scientific community is divided. The data is too new. The implications are too large. What we are witnessing is not the confirmation of an old theory. It is the collapse of one. And when a theory collapses at the edge of the solar system, everything we thought we knew about our cosmic neighborhood has to be rebuilt. Voyager 1 has only a few years of power left. Its plutonium-238 generator decays a little more each day, losing about 4 watts of power every year. By 2030, maybe sooner, the last instrument will go dark. The golden record will continue spinning through the dark for 1 billion years, but the voice that carries humanity's curiosity will go quiet. That makes every signal it sends now precious beyond measure. Every byte of data is a final lesson from a teacher who has outlived every student who built it, a machine that has become something almost sacred. What this impossible discovery means for history is simple but staggering. The farthest object ever made by human hands has reached a place where our maps are wrong. We drew the edge of the solar system as a line, a neat border between what is ours and what is not. Voyager 1 is proving it is a labyrinth. The probe that left Earth when Jimmy Carter was president, when the Vietnam War had just ended and the Apple II computer was brand new, is now rewriting the astronomy textbooks that college students read today. It is a reminder that exploration is not about confirming what we already know. It is about discovering how much we do not, and finding the courage to face that ignorance. As the signal travels across 15 billion miles of emptiness, taking nearly a day to reach us at the speed of light, it carries more than raw data. It carries a warning wrapped in a gift. The warning is that the universe will not fit inside our models, no matter how elegant we make them. The gift is that we built something brave enough to tell us so. Voyager 1 was launched to explore planets. It ended up exploring the edges of human understanding. And in its final years, it is showing us that the impossible is just the beginning. If a machine built in the age of vinyl records can survive long enough to rewrite physics, then perhaps the only real limit is the one we refuse to question.